Hi, I'm Greg Davenport of Greg Davenport Disaster Management. I'm so glad you are here, seeking knowledge and skills in disaster, awareness, mitigation, preparation, and survival. I can't imagine a time where this knowledge and skill attainment has been more important. For example, in 2023, in the first 3 months, there were 228 tornadoes in the United States. That's a lot of tornadoes. We've had tropical cyclones in Australia, Madagascar, Puerto Rico, Canada, and the United States. And there's been major earthquakes in Turkey, Syria, Indonesia, and New Zealand, and more. If you were caught in one of these events, you may not have much time to react. That is why Greg Davenport's disaster management courses are so important. These courses will teach you disaster awareness, disaster mitigation, disaster preparedness, disaster response, and survival post-disaster event, something that's often lost in these type of programs. My goal in this course is to increase the survival outcome for those impacted by a disaster. In other words, increase survivability. The goal is focused on both victims of disaster and those who respond to help. I want to make sure that both are aware of the risk and that they understand mitigation and preparedness concepts that decrease that risk. I want to make sure that both understand response techniques and how to apply them safely. I want to make sure that all involved have the ability to meet their survival needs after the event occurs. I have 40 years of disaster readiness and response work with boots on ground experience. For example, I was in the Air Force for 9 years, and during that time, I taught combat casualty care to physicians, nurses, PAs, where I worked with them on being able to survive and provide medical care in frontline environments. I also taught survival, evasion, resistance, escape, and personal recovery techniques to aircrew members, teaching them how to stay alive in combat and non-combat scenarios under harsh conditions with extremely limited gear. I also went to physician assistant school. In 1991, when I left the military, within 10 days, I was at the University of Washington's PA program. During my 40 years of boots on ground, I deployed as a volunteer multiple times to Mosul, Iraq during liberation from ISIS. And during these trips, I treated mass casualties and unique casualty situations occurring to the civilian population caught in the middle of the event. In addition, I have deployed to many natural disasters and unfortunate medical crisis situations to include earthquakes, tropical cyclones, tornadoes, medically underserved populations, medically underserved areas, and areas with food instability. In addition to my experience in disaster awareness, mitigation, preparedness, response, and survival, I've been in undergraduate and graduate education for much of that time, teaching physician assistants these very same skills. I not only taught these concepts, but I built multiple PA programs and disaster management and global health programs for university systems that were medically and regionally accredited. This background is key to my ability to bring an education program that not only follows pedagogy, but uses life experience to keep it real. So why am I doing this? It's simple. I've seen too much tragedy in my medical, emergency management, and global health work. The one common link in these tragedies was either a lack of response or a failure to understand the need for that mitigation, preparedness, response, and survival skills. I believe this is crux to a better outcome in a disaster crisis. Given you are here, I hope you see the value in it too. It won't be long until Greg Davenport's disaster management courses are live. Once they are, please come back and take the time to learn awareness, mitigation, preparedness, response, and survival. I hope to see you soon.